Hey YouTube, sometimes you get tired of junk being made out of plastic. I have what you see here is a Yeti can cooler with a plastic bottle in it. Do these things work? Absolutely they work. Are they worth the 30 bucks they cost? Well, that's to be determined. But what they will do is they'll take a plastic bottle and they will keep it cold 50 times longer than if it was just sitting out in the open. They're made to hold a can or a long neck bottle, but they will also work for other things. Now, when I was growing up, if you bought a Coke or a Dr. Pepper, it came in a glass bottle, but that's not the case anymore. Now, everything's plastic, 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 from our bottles even to our firearms. But sometimes you just don't want a piece of plastic. These plastic bottles are filling up our landfills, according to our environmental friends. These nut jobs, these tree-hugging nut jobs say that these are bad for the environment. Well, they may be right. I'm not a tree hugger. I'm a tree lover, just like the next guy. I love to cut down a tree. And I'll take that tree and cut it up and set it on fire, and then use that fire to cook an animal that I just shot. I better shut up, or I'm going to have PETA marching outside my door. I'm just messing around. Easy now. I'm not an animal rights activist. I'm not a tree hugger. But I don't hate animals, so don't get all in an uproar. Now, if you're in PETA, I got one question. Why did you name your organization after a bread that I like to use to eat dead animals on? Just a question. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, enough of that mess. I'm just messing around. Don't get all tore up about it. What I want to talk about today is this Kahr mk9. This is an all-steel handgun. Steel frame, steel slide. It is safe. It is empty. If you want a steel on steel handgun, small 9mm, what's your options? You don't have many, I guarantee you that. Polymer plastic is all the rage these days. And I'm a Glock man, I will admit it. I like a Glock. But sometimes you just want something real. This Kahr mk9 is heavy. It is super heavy. It's a small handgun. It fits in my hand. It's smaller than the Glock 26. It's thinner than the Glock 26. It only holds 6 + 1 rounds. And it weighs more than a Glock 26 with 11 rounds. But that's okay with me. Now what that weight does do is help on the recoil. But if you want a real steel gun, all steel, what's your options? There's not a lot. Maybe Walther makes one, maybe Sig, but there's not a lot of options out there. But this Kahr is well made. Now, I've had Kahrs in the past. The first Kahr I bought was a PM40. Polymer frame, same size as this. Polymer frame, stainless steel slide, 40 caliber. It would beat your hand down. It kicked like a mad mule. So I got rid of it, and I got a PM9. And it was a lot more manageable. But I ended up trading it off for some reason or another. I never did get quite used to the trigger, but that's on me, because I didn't give it time. If you've never shot a Kahr before, all the triggers are pretty much the same. It's a double action only. It's a long trigger pull, but it's smooth. And the reset is all the way out pretty much. There's about a 1/4 inch of take up, and that's it. But once you get used to it, I believe it'll be okay. I never give myself time to get used to it in the past, but I'm going to try this time. Now this particular one has big dot, excess big dot tritium sights on it. I've never had a gun with tritium big dot sights, but I've always wanted to try them. Now, I've shot 100 rounds through this gun since I got it. I've got 50 of these Aguila 124 grain full metal jackets, and I've shot 50 of my homegrown 115 grain hollow points, and it has no malfunctions. But when I bought it, this gun, according to the serial number, is fairly old. They've been making this gun since the mid-90s. I got it. I did some trading for it. It has one 6-round flat base plate magazine, which I like. One 6-round magazine with this hideous finger extension on, which I do not like. And then one factory 7-round mag, which sticks out the bottom and looks stupid. But that's what it came with, and that's what I got. What I did do is I went to Kahr's website and I ordered a factory flat base plate for this mag. It should be here tomorrow. And I also ordered a new recoil spring assembly for it because I have no idea how many rounds this gun has through it, so I figured I'd just change it. It's not very expensive. I think it was $14 for the recoil spring assembly, and I believe the base plate was $8, so it's not no terrible amount of money. I see a lot of people in videos talk about they can't get their pinky on a gun and it really tears them up. I don't understand that. I don't have a bionic pinky finger. I don't need the pinky finger on the gun. This is important right here, this measurement from top to bottom. This is what makes it hard to conceal. If you add this pinky extension, I'm not adding any more capacity to the magazine, but I am making it a good 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch longer. So that's even more chances of it printing, or even harder to conceal. I can shoot the gun without my pinky on it, so that don't bother me. It bothers some people, but then some people, a lot of things bother. So I ain't even gonna talk about them people. But as far as this mk9 goes, it's a quality handgun, that's for sure. It's heavy, it's all steel. It's not cast stainless steel either. This is all steel, machined. The machining is nice. It has dovetailed sights. If I can't get used to these big dots, I'll probably change them. It comes apart kind of like a 1911. Take the mag out, check it. There's a notch, a little mark on the slide, and a little mark on the frame. You line the two marks up from the other side. You push the takedown pin out, and then you can pull it out. Kind of a trick to all the Kahrs that I've noticed is you have to pull the trigger and push forward on the slide at the same time, and they come apart. They're a little quirky, no big deal. And then pretty much the slide is kind of like a Glock. It's kind of a copy of a Glock, and I believe Kahr even says it's a copy of a Glock. I just dropped the barrel on the floor. But to put it back together, you just drop the barrel back in. I ordered this new recoil spring because I don't have no idea how many rounds it's got through it. I ordered the new factory base plate so I could have two with a flat base plate. So I went on and ordered the spring. It wasn't very much money. Figured I'd just go on and get it. These springs do wear out, by the way. And I have no idea if this thing has 100 rounds through it or 10,000 rounds. I've put 100 through it. If you notice on these, the barrel lug is a little offset. It looks a little funny, but that's normal. That's the way it was designed. Don't worry about it. What I do like is the rails, the full length, or the long length rails. And this is stainless, rubbing on stainless. I'm no scientist, but an aluminum frame gun with a stainless steel slide, that's going to cause some wear, and the aluminum's going to lose every time. So to put it back together, you can it's like a lot like a 1911. You can see the hole in the barrel lug. You put the pin in, you line your marks back up, and then you push straight in on the pin, and that's it. So it kind of comes apart like a 1911, but it more resembles a Glock if you look at the slide. But if you're looking for a all steel small carry gun, if you're not a fan of plastic, which a lot of people are not, you don't have a lot of options. I had a SIG 238 HD that was all steel, but it was a 380, and it had the single action with the hammer and the safety and all that. This is a striker fired, double action only. But if you're wanting an all steel pistol, your options are limited. Sometimes you just don't want a piece of plastic. I'm a Glock fan, as I said, but I'm going to give this Kahr a shot. It's heavy, but it's quality built handgun, and I'm trying to be a fan of Kahr. I have a brand new Kahr firearm that's in the box in my safe right now that I'm going to do a video on. And I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I'm going to do a video on it. I may do a video of me shooting it for the first time. Now, one of two things is going to happen in the near future. I'm either going to shut this channel down and forget I ever did it, or I'm going to have a 100 subscriber giveaway. I think I'm sitting at about 80 to 81 subscribers right now. I'm going to come up with something to give away when I reach 100, if I ever do. Or I'm going to shut down the whole channel. I ain't decided yet. But either way, I'm going to do something. But I thought I'd make this video on this all steel quality Kahr mk9. The only downside I can see to this handgun is the price. It is astronomical. The suggested retail on this tiny 7-round 9mm, they also make it in a 40, is $880. That is redonkulous. $880. That's why they're probably not more popular than they are. I did some wheeling and dealing and trading and ended up with it. I've been looking at it for a long time, but there's no way I was going to give anywhere close to $800 for it. That's almost up to 1911 money. But anyway, I got it. I've been shooting it. So far, so good. I'm starting to get used to the big dot sights. They may stay, they may go, just like my channel. But if you're considering an all-steel gun, your choices are limited. Try to find you an mk9 or an mk40. I don't think you'll regret it. I think they're a high-quality handgun and worth 75% of the money they're asking for them. That's all I got. I'll see you next time, if there is a next time. Thanks for watching.